Good Saturday. We're calling this the afternoon. This is episode 130 of 4 and 3 Sports Talk. I'm Rahim Maskalai. Pretty great day so far. Inside doing a couple chores in between filming this episode. And unfortunately, there was a little crack in the screen. So after this episode, we are going to bring it to Best Buy in the Holyoke Mall and hopefully get it repaired in time for tomorrow. So I hope everybody is doing good. What do I have for you today? First off, I want to talk about the preseason. Cowboys, Cardinals, Titans, Falcons, and Buffalo and Detroit. Okay, so now if this was the regular season, I would look at some of those matchups like they're, you know what I mean, boring. But, dude, I love football. You can never take that for granted if you're a football fan. 3 preseason weeks this year, 17 regular season games. So an extra week was added, an extra week was taken away. So also what I would have for you is scores from the Major League Baseball and the famous NBA Summer League. So let's just get right to it, because this is episode 130, and I'm going to start with some news. Ex-Patriots halfback Dion Lewis announces his retirement from the NFL after 10 seasons. I put the 2 there because he really played for 8. 2, he rode the Pines. But I think Dion Lewis is going to be remembered for the speed that he was able to maintain in his cuts, and the lateral change of direction was pretty freaking good too. Not to mention he was a fast guy, and you already know us at 4 and 3 Sports Talk would like to wish him a successful and healthy future. Wow. So Milwaukee Bucks and let's see if I don't damage this. Thanasis Antetokounmpo, Giannis's big brother, got 2 more years added to his contract. I speculate that that's where the older Giannis is going to finish out his career too. Let's just hope his brother does as well. That would definitely be nice. Joe Thornton. This guy has been playing longer than some of you viewers. Coming back this year for his 24th season, signed with the Florida Panthers. And if you're a fan of consistency and longevity, this guy Joe Thornton is definitely his career story is definitely something that should catch your eye, something you should look into. So yes, he'll be back with the Florida Panthers this season, and the NHL season takes a break this year during the Winter Olympics. It was different. I think last year they did it in February, but they're scaling back a little bit this year. Here's something else that's gonna get you. Mookie Betts, the Los Angeles Dodgers outfielder. Open quote: "I have no plans for surgery. He has a bone spur in his hip and received 4 injections for the bone spurs." Listen to the doctors, because bone spurs start, they're from an aggravation. So if that's something that you don't get treated, damn. For those of you who were up at High Point with me back in the day, you'd be walking like Mean Gene in the kitchen. Basically, the little walk, the limp. Kind of like Goldie, but maybe not as Pimp. Anyway, so yeah, I hope Mookie Betts does what the fuck he's supposed to do and gets that surgery. Dodgers are so inconsistent anyway. It's like win-loss. And they're loaded with talent. So, I don't know. I think I would hope Mookie would make the best decision, but I don't really care because he's not a Red Sox anymore. NFL questions the woman in the Deshaun Watson case. As you know, because of the lawsuit, that this situation is very tight-lipped. Not too many people know about it. Other than basically like what the allegations are for. I'm not a judge. I don't know. I can't say if he did or didn't do it. Anyone can say that it's not in his character because, I only see him play on Sundays on TV. I don't know who he is personally. I don't know about his values. And so, like, it's hard to even take a stance on this. One thing that's good for Deshaun is the fact that none of his cases can get tried until February 2022. So he's got time for the for the Texans to go 4-13 this year. But y'all see my boy Davis Mills busted ass in camp, and I believe he will have some decent starting time, some decent playing time this weekend against the Packers. So Deshaun, I wish you all the best, but I really hope that you didn't hurt those women. Here's another one that's not much of a surprise. Mets management have yet again shut down pitcher Jake DeGrom for an additional 2 weeks. This story is noteworthy because the Mets are in position to get to the playoffs. And this season for them has been wild. From inconsistencies, losing 6-7 games in a row here and there, like in spurts. Firing your hitting coaches, but still being able to provide run support is the mark of a great team. It has to be. But the Mets are in the National League, and there are many more powerful teams with greater bats. But I really hope they get this Jake DeGrom situation handled. Again, one of my favorite pitchers in baseball. And it's unfortunate to see this dude get injured every 2 days. Now on to some a little more somber news. A shout out to Coach Kevin Hare for Central Commerce. For Commerce, Red Raiders. And I'm saying this because at 91 years old, the former Florida State head coach, father figure, husband, brother, uncle, Bobby Bowden has left us, unfortunately. Was 2 weeks ago I reported back on a terminal illness and personally wished him and his family, nothing but the best, and I wanted them to know that my prayers were with them. Bobby Bowden's like, I can't really think of too many other motivational college coaches, especially back in the 90s when college football wasn't like the shit like it is now. And Bobby Bowden came through that and won national championships. And it's a fucking shame that he passed. It's a shame that his terminal illness could not be healed, but I love the fact that the respect was shown and he was laid in Florida Capitol. I think that's a very respectful move, very nice move. And Coach Bowden, I will see you when I get there. Now moving on to preseason week 1. In the NFL, I'm a fantasy nut, so throughout the highlights of the preseason, I got stats for noteworthy players. And it goes something like this. Titans 23, Falcons 3. We have Ryan Tannehill didn't play. And Julio Jones didn't play as well. But Logan Woodside did. He went 10 for 15, 84 yards and a tud. Matt Barkley had a drive, 5 for 8, 45 yards and a touchdown. Matt Barkley, guys, really quickly. He was hyped. He was the number 1 high school quarterback coming out when he did. And He was a number. I believe it was a first round pick. See, this is where I get fuzzy and ask you guys to throw stuff in the comment section. Actually, I'll do you one better. I'm gonna give you the real facts. So Matt Barkley, we're talking about. Former Philadelphia Eagle backup, USC Trojan. He kind of sucks. Not kind of. He does suck. But USC fans, don't beat me up because y'all are ranked 14th this year for a bullshit 2020. I mean, let's be real. Anyway, yes. Matt Barkley signed a 2-year extension with the Buffalo Bills. As you know, after playing for the Eagles, in which he didn't really get any time. Because big bleep Nick Foles was down there killing it. I don't know how I feel about him. You know what I mean? The only USC guy I really don't like, besides for Mr. Butt Fumble, Mark Sanchez. Oh man, so it was nice to see him at least get out, but this guy's never going to be a starter. A guy who might be is their new running back, Mekhi Sargent. 16 rushes, 58 yards, no touchdowns. And as far as receivers, what's his name? Miller Forrestal, 3 catches, 20 yards, and a touchdown. Cameron Batson had a touchdown catch. And that was significant because a lot of people think that he's going to be able to insert himself into the lineup with just the catch radius and the speed, dude. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he does for week 2. I kind of knew the Falcons were going to lose. Arthur Smith has a lot on his plate, as does any first year head coach. But I think the holes in the Atlanta Falcons are way too glaring. Trey Lance should have got taken with that 4th pick, but San Fran wasn't gonna go with Kyle Pitts because they already had George Kittle. So I mean, they weren't really gonna go Kyle Pitts there, and then the thing you would have to consider is him falling back, and then where would he fall back to? Then maybe the Chicago Bears would have been dumb and not have taken Justin Fields. So that's a way to look at it, I guess. So for the Falcons, Felipe Franks. This guy's a character. 5 for 12, 36 yards and a pick, but he was fucking running the ball. 4 for 76 and a touchdown. An interesting fact about Felipe Franks. June 6, 2015, he was drafted by the Boston Red Sox in the 239th overall pick in the 31st round. 31st round, 239th overall pick. And he's a football guy. It's crazy. But honestly, on all accounts, he sucks at quarterback. So maybe we'll go back to baseball. Buffalo 16, Detroit 15. As you know, big man Josh Allen didn't play. Fresh off that 6-year, $258 million contract. I kind of wouldn't play the next game either. Davis Webb was 11 for 16, 9 yards and a touchdown. But more importantly, Jake Fromm, State Farm. Jake Fromm was actually from Georgia, but that drive that he orchestrated and brought, it was in enough time. It was efficient, I think. He threw a couple incomplete passes, but he got it all the way down the field, and Bass had enough leg to do it, and the Bills won that preseason game. Detroit sucks. You lose every type of game. Other than that, Devin Singletary had 42 yards, and a reception touchdown. It's good to see your back get those reps in early in the season. Matt Breida, another one who's on this team. Somebody I'm going to consider a dark horse. I don't know why I'm folding my leg like that. Because for San Francisco, he would have like subpar games he rushed for less than 50. But when he was on, and you would always see his name in the ticker as being one of the top rushers in the league. At least like in spurts, 3 weeks, then maybe a cold week, and then maybe 3 or 4 more good weeks. So yeah, he definitely needs to pick it up. I think he will. And the Bills are looking good, and honestly, those are just the bums. None of the starters really went. Not even Dawkins, Deion Dawkins. He kind of sat out too. So those Bills are looking good though. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Arizona 19, Dallas 16. Kyler Murray didn't play, but some dude by the name of Chris Streveler did. 12 for 24, 107 yards. Colt McCoy came in too with a damn near perfect night, 6 for 7, 69 yards. But this guy, Chris Streveler, did 10 rushes for 55 yards and a touchdown. Not only was it like, he didn't just do it with speed. This dude runs so weird. And he just it was just effortlessly, just the way he glided down the field. So I think there's definitely promise on that Arizona side of the ball. And I look for Kyler Murray to play in week 2. Christian Kirk had a catch, a big-ass catch for 34 yards. Rondale Moore, my boy, 3 catches for 23 yards. That's the big rookie out of Maryland. So now for the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott didn't play. As you guys know, the second MRI revealed that a lot of healing was going on in the shoulder. So good thing for Dak. That's insurance for Jerry after doling out that big contract. And I think maybe the Cowboys will be like 6-11. Yeah, so Cooper Rush, 7 for 13, 89 yards. Garrett Gilbert, 7 for 16, 80. And Ben DiNucci, 6 for 14, 46 yards and a touchdown. Boy, that Ben DiNucci could play. I was confused a lot last year because I actually thought he was better than Dak Prescott. So, like, to see him kind of come this year and, like, it wasn't, wasn't the same thing. I don't know, but, like, he's definitely motivated because Dak could potentially get hurt. Gilbert's definitely secured the number 2 spot in my opinion. So it's gonna be interesting to see what DiNucci could do. I never hate on my fellow paisans. So now this other interesting fact came up when I was doing the box score. This loaded Dallas Cowboys backfield. Jaquan Hardy, 8 rushes, 32 yards. Rico Dowdy, he was great in college. 8 for 25. You definitely could build on that. Reggie Davis had 2 rushes for 12 yards. He had a reception as well. Malik Turner had 3 for 30, and Brandon Smith was the only one who scored a touchdown. And what's ironic about that is I projected to have him cut and not make the 53-man roster. Who knows? I ain't a GM, but I mean, math and stuff, you can kind of like figure out the odds. Anyway, Major League Baseball. Atlanta Braves 4, Washington Nationals 2. Cincinnati 6, Philly 2. Boston 8, Baltimore 1. We didn't really win last night. And I don't understand, again, us losing to sucky teams. But, hey, that's baseball, right? Miami 14, Chicago Cubs 10. That's not a Madden game or anything like that. Dodgers 6, Mets 5. Houston 4, Angels 1. Diamondbacks 3, Padres 2. And Giants 5. Colorado Rockies 4. So, now we have the NBA Summer League. Minnesota 91, Milwaukee 64, Utah 84, Miami 65, New Orleans 87, Cleveland 74. Damn, the Cavs lose in Summer League, regular league, winter league, league. Golden State 94, OKC 84. Detroit 93, New York Knicks 87. Detroit and that boy Cunningham are starting to put together. This is only Summer League, but you have to marvel over Cunningham's size at point guard. 6'8" is 220, I believe. You gotta love that because this dude's not gonna be afraid to bring it down low. I think his game is kind of slow. Kind of like Craig Johnson's. I'm gonna tag him in this episode. Craig Johnson's basically the one who taught me how to play basketball. And he, like, his post moves were all, like, kind of, like, slow. Craig, I'm not butchering you, dude, but you're lefty. So, alright, let me make sure it's on me, right? So, I've been this height since I was, like, 13. Craig would, like, come down low, and with big old, that freaking wingspan, yo. He would do, like, it looked like a travel, but it was really a nice-ass pivot, where he would come around, and the right foot was hooked on your foot as well. So, like, it took me a while to learn how to defend that cheap-ass shit, but I eventually did. And that's another thing I noticed is common with Cade Cunningham's game. Maybe that's how all the big guys move that are ball handlers. Who knows? Lakers 86, Clippers 84, Sacramento 90, Memphis 75, and that would be your scores for the NBA Summer League. This was episode 130 of 4-on-3 Sports Talk. I'm your host, Raheem Escalay. What am I getting ready to do? I'm going to go finish some chores and go eat and go outside and enjoy the day. Please do not forget, we are on YouTube and Facebook too. Tell a friend. Please like, share, subscribe. If there's something I got wrong or something you wanted added in this episode, leave it in the comment section or message me and we will talk about it and put it back out there. Tomorrow is Sunday, another Sunday close to football, right? So please make sure you turn in to episode 131. It's going to be crazy. And I just hope you guys love it. So this is Raheem Escalay signing out with episode 130. Time to go eat. I hope all you beautiful people have a great day. And I love you all and wish you nothing but success. Love and health and wealth too. So there it is. Episode 130 of 4-on-3 Sports Talk. Have a great day, everyone.